In case you missed last episode, Julie joined us here on the show. We talked about some stories of teachers breaking up fights in the class. The boys reminisced on games of Smear the Queer in the recess yard, and Julie cheated in our game of taglines. That's what happened last time on the Roy and Matt Show.
Glee. Welcome to the Roy and Matt Show, and as always, via Bruker, nach Hjort, antler spray.
Very direct.
I'm pretty sure I know what that means.
Very direct. What?
Well, according to the Google Translate machine, antler spray translates directly from English to Norwegian.
It's a pronoun.
Antler spray?
Yeah.
But what did you say before that?
So we're now using antler spray. Deer
I am
antler
using
spray.
Antler spray.
It's the only way to go.
Well, once again, if you haven't been with us, the Norwegian connection is once again, we have a friend, Josh, which actually is Matt's brother, that we always give a shout out to.
Josh gave us another 40-something
entries
on YouTube.
He likes to transcribe highlights from the show.
So if you haven't been to our Facebook page, once again, my name's Roy. This is Matt over here, and we're joined by
Jake the intern,
and producer Logan. And once again, if you go to our Facebook page, you can see all of Josh's comments and the things that he's liked about the show. And we always give a shout out to him in Norwegian.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It kind of bugs my wife, to be honest. It's just like, why are you always talking to Norwegians?
Yeah.
Do they even care?
That's why.
Because
folks.
how many other shows do that?
No, it's kind of our theme now.
Not to mention the fact that this whole podcast was because Josh requested it when he moved to Norway. He asked for a podcast.
So you owe him, audience.
Well, what we wanted to get to today was this last week was the Super Bowl. We're going to talk a little about the commercials that were on, what we liked, what we didn't like. I think I was texting you, Matt.
Yeah, we shared some texts
during the game, and I haven't pulled up my text, but I was saying which one was winning at the time. Logan, did you have a list of the?
You had a list of commercials for me, I believe, so I can pull those all up if you have one.
I don't necessarily have a list.
Okay, which commercials did you want to talk about today?
What I'll tell you what. Why don't we just go around the room? Do you have a favorite? Did you watch the game, Jake?
No, I missed it this year.
Wait, hold on. Did you catch it any of the years?
Yes, I've seen Super Bowls. This last Sunday was a bunch of family stuff going on.
Not a problem.
My favorite commercial was the Taco Bell, the old people Taco Bell.
My daughter liked that one.
Well, she's a smart kid.
I don't know. Old people just kind of bugged me after a while. With they're going places and they're doing stuff. And I get it. It just wasn't my favorite.
They sang the song in Spanish also. That was great.
No, that's good. Are you going to play the audio for that?
Yeah, I was trying to find a good audio version of it. I'm trying to find one that's just that and not a bunch of commentary from people we don't care about.
Do you think we should queue up all these commercials beforehand and then go over them?
Well, no. I don't want to touch on it I don't want to go on it for that long.
We don't go on it. We don't do anything for that long.
Oh, okay.
I'll just say, give me your top couple commercials that come to you. You think Taco Bell number one?
Taco Bell number one.
Shall we show it now? I've got it right here.
Well, I mean, we're showing it. I mean,
yeah.
It's a podcast, but
good night, Mr. Goldblatt.
Good night.
Oh, and he's in his
retirement home.
He's in his retirement home, and he jumps out. This is him going to his car, and he's driving along.
The song is in Espanol. That's fantastic stuff.
I didn't take Spanish in high school, so I mean, I was kind of bent. I didn't know what they're saying.
That's an accurate translation.
It is, isn't it?
That is nice.
You know Spanish?
Sí. Comprendo español.
All right, so that was the commercial.
Oh, man.
Pretty cool.
Fade.
Old people going crazy.
All right, you know what? I'm just going to tell you the one I liked. I liked the Oreo commercial. The one in the library.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, and they were all whispering.
They're all whispering, and then they're fighting, and then they're just shoving the bookshelves down, and it's just mass chaos in the library, and it's quiet. You've been in a library recently.
I was in a library today.
Right. I tried to call you. Hold on. Cream.
Cookie. Cream.
Logan's watching it. We're all sitting here. That was my favorite. And then there's just mass chaos, and then the lady's calling the cops, and the cop comes in and he whispers. I don't know. I like that commercial. What about you, Logan? What did you like?
My biggest ones I paid attention to were the movie trailers because they did extended
Fast
cuts.
6.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Break out your leather jackets,
Fast and
folks.
Furious 6? Didn't that have The Rock in it?
I did. The Rock
The
was
best part
backing
about
up.
the Fast and Furious 6 is they have never changed one word of the script, but they keep adding new characters, and it's a shot-by-shot remake of the other 5. It's the best.
How many of the Fast and Furiouses have you watched? All of them?
5.
Todos. No, wait, that's a lie. I saw like 3 minutes of Tokyo Drift on TNT one night, and that felt like enough.
I got you.
But what can you do?
I think I've just watched the first one. Was that where they drive? They drive really fast.
and furious.
That's a given that it's furious.
Well, that's the
And
only
they're
way
like,
to drive.
and they have to go down to like the drug lord place, and if whoever gets there first, and there's a black guy and he says, "I'm hungry" or something like that. Was that the movie? I've seen it. I've seen.
I feel like
might
you
have
wrote
seen
it.
I might have seen it. So I found my texts to you. Here they are. Let's see. The GoDaddy. I thought the GoDaddy commercial was winning at first.
When they made out?
Yeah, it just because it was the first one, and you're like, oh well, that's decent. I mean, it's disturbing.
No, I didn't see the GoDaddy one. GoDaddy has always done the sexy commercials.
Yeah.
Was this one in line with that kind of theme? Was it
They
hot
had-
models or anything like that?
Yeah,
guys-
the
you
girl
couldn't-
the girl has a name. I think it's Bar Rafili.
Is that her name?
Roughly.
The one where she's kissing the nerd. Yeah, I think another one.
The volume, the sound of them kissing, it's haunting. It's
Go
like Jake's
on.
feet. It's haunting
There's
my
the
life.
sexy side represented by
Oh, don't play
Barbara
it.
Yelly.
Right.
And
No.
Oh, okay.
I texted Matt the GoDaddy commercial's winning. And then he texted me back. He goes, "The sound of that kiss makes me want to kill myself." To which I responded, that dress she was wearing wasn't that flattering either. I thought that was pretty funny.
Because the problem with that commercial was the dress.
it just wasn't that flattering. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man.
Matt texts back, dress ? Never mind.
Yeah. That's best left.
And
off
then
the show.
I saw the Best Buy commercial. Do you have the Best Buy commercial?
I can have the Best Buy commercial right
Do you
now.
remember the Best Buy commercial? Because I have that one is winning, and then the Oreo's winning, and then I lost.
Well, you were.
and then I was bored.
But you were
after
lucky
that.
because you're a Raiders fan, so you didn't care about the game.
No, were you rooting for somebody?
Yeah, I wanted the Niners to win.
Okay, how about you guys?
You
Logan?
didn't watch it.
Niners?
I was hoping the Niners would win.
I was hoping they would actually lose, but it's not because I'm a Raiders fan. It's just because I worked for some people that I didn't like very much who were Raiders. I'm not Raiders fans, Niners fans, and I think I just joyed in their misery. It's nothing personal to the other Niners fans. I'm sorry.
Just those select few.
If it happens that they lose and those people are miserable, fine. That's all I'm saying.
I would agree. Most of my office are Niners fans, and I was hoping that they would win mostly because of everybody was upset today. It wasn't too bad, of course, but there was a long strings of emails of people
Just
discussing the
wanting
game.
to commit, kill themselves.
I wanted the Niners to win mostly because I'm a Niners fan, but also because all the times they were saying that Ray Lewis uses deer antler spray, which is totally normal.
Well, of course. We're using it.
Well, yeah, clearly it's normal. But when he's just like, no, I don't do steroids, the good Lord just loves him so much that he was able to heal from this injury miraculously. And I'm like, that's crazy. And then he won. I'm like, well, dang it. Maybe the good Lord likes Ray Lewis more than me. Got away with murder. He got away with deer antler spray.
Is
Okay,
it
whoa,
as
whoa, whoa, whoa,
expensive?
whoa.
What?
Deer antler spray?
I don't even know what it does. I just love that it was part of the narrative of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I just want some now.
I just
You just scrape deer antler and just like put it
Put
in
it
a
in an
bottle?
aerosol can.
I'm in.
hey,
If I needed like another reason to hunt, and this is it. This is going to be the reason that I get my hunting license this year.
See, I kind of have an axe to grind about the whole Ray Lewis murder deal and how that became immediate commentary by every sports commentator talking about the game on every single channel. There was at least 2 to 3 references to it, and it didn't matter whether he was in the play or not. They would bring it up, and to me, that's just the epitome of cheap broadcasting and cheap hosting when you constantly have to turn to something like that, which A, is not relevant now, B, had no effect in the game whatsoever, and is way old, and C is a non-issue. The guy wasn't involved with it. Yes, he got charged with.
We don't know what he was involved with and what he wasn't involved with.
True, but it just feels so cheap that's constantly comes up as being the focus of it. When it's like, who cares? Focus on the game and the fact that the Niners.
Well, they had 30 minutes to kill. The lights went out. What
That's
else
true.
talk about?
They've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah, they've been talking about it, but there was so much, like, during the middle of the game, there would be a play about to begin, and all of a sudden a host would start talking about it. I'm like, shut up and tell me what's going on.
Well, all of that aside, were you a Kaepernick? Matt? Are you a Kaepernick fan?
Yeah.
See, we're Alex Smith fans because he went to my wife's alma mater and felt like he got hosed. But I constantly think that Kaepernick is an incredible athlete. I mean, he's so fast.
It's fair to say that Alex Smith got hosed, but
right.
I coach sports, and if you put a player in who does better,
well, Kaepernick didn't win. I mean, he didn't win the Super Bowl. He threw an interception, and he didn't win. He made mistakes down the line.
Well,
so,
I'm just saying, I don't think you can fault the move. Like, it's a fair move.
It's a fair move.
And I would also say that if you put up 30 points, your defense is the one who needs to do something different.
But
or your special teams.
He's going to be judged on whether he wins that game or not. And the fact that he threw an interception and he made some bad decisions down the line is probably going to be part of that conversation.
Well, that's fair, but by that same rationale, then Alex Smith is judged by not getting the Super Bowl the year before.
Fair enough.
So,
fair enough.
Justified.
I just think that in our family, we're like I said, we're just Alex Smith fans. I can appreciate Colin Kaepernick. In fact, throughout the game, I was like, "That's an incredible throw. That's an incredible." I've never seen a quarterback throw that hard and accurate.
We actually had this conversation where if he was throwing the ball at me that hard, would you try to catch it, or would you just try to go Neo from Matrix and
I'd dodge it? I mean, that's not what we do. I mean, those guys
sauces that ball.
Can you believe how big these guys are anymore? Some of those hits that they would take, I would just be done. Of course, I would be done. Any of us would be done.
There were a lot of.
They would spray deer antler on you, and you would be fine.
Yeah.
I have a brother-in-law who played offensive line and got drafted into the NFL, and I can't even imagine being hit by somebody that big. I don't hang out with football players, but he is a big guy, and not even at his playing weight. I can't even imagine him running at me full speed and hitting me. I can't even imagine that. I can't. It's unbelievable. Anyway,
and some of those guys, like a lot of QBs, they're not that big, and physically, like they're thinner than a lot of the other guys.
They have to be over 6 feet now. The typical quarterback is 6'4".
Okay.
Steve Young was talking about it the other day.
So they're taller, but that doesn't mean that they're particularly thick body wise, and they're getting hit by guys that are significantly larger than they are.
There's no more Fran Tarkingtons out there, and
Russell Wilson, he's like 5'11".
All the tiny guys. But they don't.
I'm not talking about
Heat.
He plays for the Seahawks. Yeah, they did real well. They went a rookie, took him into the playoffs.
Typical quarterbacks are much taller, though.
Right, but I'm not talking height. I'm talking like physical body mass. I mean, they're not as thick as like a linebacker is. And that hurts. It's just a lot of body to get hit with.
They only got that little towel to protect them.
I would love to see Paul
Protector.
versus a linebacker, because I think that they would just wreck everything around them in a fight. One of these
those
guys.
guys are just so big.
Yeah,
it's unfathomable.
The problem
how violent
is
that game
they're
is.
big and fast. Like, do you remember the old school original Nintendo hockey game where you could be big and slow, medium, or skinny and fast? They're not like that anymore. Now they're big and fast.
A number of years ago, when I was in my early 20s and in Chicago, we were playing with a bunch of other guys that were all in our 20s. We were playing two-hand touch football. And we thought we were pretty good athletes. We played high school sports. We thought we were pretty fast and agile guys. And one of the guys we happened to be playing with was a running back for, I think, the University of Virginia. And he got the ball. He was an African-American man and guy. And he came at three of us. And he was running the ball back on a kickoff. And we had him. I mean, we were like we could almost hold hands and play Red Rover with this guy. He came at us, and it's two-hand touch, right?
Yeah.
None of us touched him. None of us touched him. I can remember going one way with my body and my hands and my head watching him go by the other way and just going, I am not an athlete. I thought I was. I'm not. Because none of us touched him. It was crazy.
I actually, old roommate of mine, he got drafted to play for the Bills. He was an O-lineman for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, offensive line.
Offensive line, yeah. And
For those who don't know.
And he came home one night and he challenged all of the people in our apartment to a wrestling match. There was four
All
of
at the
us.
same time?
Yeah, there was 4 of us, and I'm like, "You're dead. We're gonna
Was it
get
like
you."
Digstown where he had to fight one at a time?
Well-
or was it just all
Well,
at
I
the
was
same
just like,
time?
I was just like, "Come on, let's get him." And all the other guys felt fully free to let me get him by myself.
Wear him down.
Well, I tried to wrestle him, and he
You wrestled him.
I wrestled him.
Is that a
Did you
different
put a
technique?
mask on?
Yeah. Well, I just remember hard charging him, thinking I had backup. The backup never came, and I'm 5'11". I'm 220.
Right.
He picked me up above his head, like I didn't want him to. Against my will, he lifted me above his brain, and I was just like, "Huh, you're winning. I'm losing this."
That's what Paul did when I tried to Terry Tate him that one time.
Yeah, I just remember being in the air and just thinking, "You're a different brand of
Yeah.
person than I'm used to."
Different athlete altogether.
Yeah,
Oh, well. Well, anybody else have any feelings on the Super Bowl? What'd you eat?
I ate a lot.
I crushed everything I could possibly find.
What was your highlight of your meal?
You know what my highlight of my meal was? There's this dip.
You got to keep your mouth.
I know. There's this dip that has marshmallow. What's that? Fluffy marshmallow stuff in the jar.
Marshmallow fluff.
Fluff.
yeah,
right.
marshmallow
And
fluff.
you take that and you put it in some cream cheese. You mix that together, and then you just eat strawberries with that.
Oh.
And that's what I ate until
Till the diabetes hit.
yeah, until my stomach hurt, and then I just mixed that in with some salami and some pretzels and Twix.
Some insulin, some salami.
I don't-
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I had a lot of pizza, breadsticks, cookies, and chips.
Oh, and those little smoky things, those little
yeah.
sausages and some barbecue sauce.
Throw
That
those
was
things
it.
in a crock pot.
I threw them in a bowl and threw them in the microwave and just crushed them.
That's
right
fine,
there.
too.
There you go.
Easier recipe.
It was an easier recipe. It was personal. It was like a personal pan pizza, but it was a personal little smoky bowl.
That's a personal favorite of my family, and that's why we throw it in a crock pot because we need that many.
Right.
There's good.
So what else? What did you have?
My wife found a recipe for these. When was the last time you ate a sloppy Joe?
What?
When was the last time you ate a sloppy Joe?
Probably about a year ago.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh, really?
A few months
It's
ago.
been a year at least.
Oh, geez, I don't think I had one since I was like 10.
Really?
And she
It
found a
was like a
recipe.
mix.
Yeah, and Kel
Yeah.
was fired up because she's like, sloppy Joes, and it was awesome. She made this dough and she made like a pocket with sloppy Joe in the middle of it, and then she baked these delicious sloppy Joe pockets, and we just crushed them. It was I double fisted them.
That
at one
sounds
point.
really good.
Yeah, it was
we need
awesome.
We need to have some sort of like.
We should have a sloppy Joe commercial.
Yeah.
Do we have one?
I can put a sloppy Joe commercial in there. I don't
All
know
right.
if they're going to pay us for anything.
Well, let's go to your commercial, and then we'll just see if the sloppy Joe people contact us.
It happens only in the daytime. She looks to me.
If you're like us and enjoy reading books but just don't have time, try listening to one through Audible. Click on any of the Audible ads at nitromedia.com and start a free trial now.
Can hear there's a kick and then a scream, but it's only in her dream.
All right, welcome back from the commercial. Hopefully you were able to eat a sloppy Joe during the commercial. We're gonna leave the Super Bowl for a second. I just want to close up shop on that one with this. My sister made meatballs and like Swedish. I don't know what kind of meatballs. I was too busy with the sloppy Joes. And my daughter is 9 months old. She took her first steps this weekend, by the way.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Touchdown.
I'm sorry about that.
Me too.
Look at these guys clapping. Oh, now you have to put away everything again.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
that
it
makes
was
sense.
it
Wait.
was much to my wife's chagrin. She was working.
Oh, so she walked while your wife wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
Awesome.
And I wouldn't have said anything, but my brother and sister-in-law were there to verify it, and she won't walk again. She hasn't walked for Kel yet, which is funny to me.
You didn't say anything, right? Did you tell her?
Yeah.
I would totally have lied. I would have gone, nope, and then just acted like that was the first time ever. But deep
That's
inside,
a good move.
yeah, that's
I like
a good
that.
move.
I need to remember this.
Yeah, that's why we do parenting tips. This is what we're here for.
Thank you.
Well, I think she got revenge on me because that was Saturday night. Super Bowl was Sunday. and my sister brought meatballs. We went home from the Super Bowl. We put the kids to bed, and Kel's just like, man, my daughter Em, the 9-month-old, she goes, Em ate like 7 meatballs. And I was just like, that's crazy.
She's still in diapers,
She's
right?
a child, yeah.
Yeah,
and then
fun time.
And then we woke up this morning, Monday morning, and Kelly goes, hey, I'm going to go to the gym. And she left, and right when she left, I listened to Emily's butt perform an exorcism. I was just like, saboteur. You did this.
She
on-
knew.
Yeah.
She knew. Kelly knew.
Kel sabotaged me. She is a saboteur. Let it be known, because it took me 20 minutes, and I was just like,
Did you just go over to the sink and just use that sprayer?
It was crazy.
You know that sounds like such a good idea, but once
a
you get to
horrible
the
idea.
sink, what are you going to do? You're not going to put her in the sink. You can't drape her over the little divider between the two sinks. Do you have a divider, or do you
I
have
have a
just
divider,
one?
yeah.
Somehow the whole thing just sounds like a lose-lose situation.
It is a lose-lose.
The only way to deal with that is to just go, and if you keep score, like I just cleaned up the filthiest diaper she's ever had. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Yep.
Any scorekeeping in a marriage,
No.
just bad news
Hold on.
bears.
You got. How long you guys been married?
We just recently hit our 6-month mark.
Oh yeah, don't keep score. Jake,
3 years and
don't
change.
keep score
Don't
either.
keep score.
Ever.
The problem with keeping score
Ever.
is if you ever keep score, if you've ever golfed in your life, the score is you're on the losing end.
Yeah, if you keep score, just keep it to yourself.
Hold on. Is this like a keep score like over the kids doing stuff?
No,
No,
just
just
like
If you do this, if I were to tonight, if something, one of the kids was crying or something happened, I'm like, Kel, you don't even know. You should have seen the diaper I had to change today. You sabotaged me. This is all you. She'd be like, oh,
Really?
you want to dance that dance? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
bad news. Don't keep score. I'm just gonna leave it at this. Kelly fed that child those meatballs. Kelly
And went to the
Kelly
gym.
went to the gym before she woke up, and I changed the diaper. That took me about 30 minutes. The diaper wasn't a diaper change; it was a full body wipe down, bath, outfit change.
Yeah.
yeah.
You ever heard these people that go, "Oh, it was so messy. I had to just pop him in the shower with me." You ever heard people say that?
I've had more than one time where I've been in the shower and I'm like, and all of a sudden Kelly would just stick a kid in there, and I'm like,
Why? Oh,
That's-
you know what?
that
I was just
sucks
going to
for
make
me.
fun of those people.
That's happened to me. And all you have to do
Why
is rebathe.
And
do
then they
you
bathe
just, it's just feces coming down. Do you just hold them up to the nozzle thing?
Or do you
And
hold
how-
them close?
And how can the nozzle? You have to totally adjust the temperature at that point. Otherwise, you're just going to have like a scalded. Unless you take cold showers or lukewarm showers.
I actually take specifically baby temperature showers.
temperature
Yeah,
shower.
I take a baby temperature shower for just such an occasion.
So, question of ignorance here, just because my wife and I have been discussing this as we've been looking at the next year or so.
Yeah, snakes don't go in the
when
shower.
we
I'll
want
just
to.
answer your question.
Glad we can bring that one back in here. Actually, you didn't notice it in the last show, but I got up and I moved the snake from one room to another.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
It's been in
but-
this room the whole time.
But it was
I've
in
gone my whole life without knowing that.
it was in a box, and it was really funny because I was trying to do it carefully so that you would not notice what it was I was carrying.
I appreciate
So what's
that.
your question in ignorance?
So the question of ignorance, because my wife and I have been talking about this as we've been looking at trying to have kids in the next year or so. Rubber gloves, does it help at all? I mean,
Why
is
waste
it
your
even
time?
worth it?
Gloves.
Really?
No,
you just do this.
poop.
You just do this. You get poop on you from time to time.
Right.
It's your kid's poop.
Yeah,
Like
like
either
not
way.
AIDS poop.
either way, it doesn't.
Not cancer poop or
You know,
anything.
it's hard to
Doesn't
say.
Get
mean that I have
AIDS
to
from poop.
like play around in it. I'm just like,
no,
but
you
like it's
just
different. People are going to tell you. You've heard this. You guys have all heard this 1,000 times. Like, oh, you don't even understand how much you love this. It's a different thing until you actually have a kid. And I hate when people say that, but it's true.
right.
My first kid, I was laying on the ground one time, and she was crawling. We were kind of playing, and she crawled up to me, and I looked at her, and I went to say, like, I was going to say something. Right when I opened my mouth, she puked directly. Like, no vomit got anywhere else. It was all puking in my mouth. I
oh
had
my
It's
god!
like that
literally-
scene from.
I could have done without.
I
knowing
literally
that.
had a mouthful of vomit. And,
And not even your vomit.
Not my vomit.
Please, let's move on.
And I jumped up. Kelly was it's the happiest she's been our whole marriage. Literally, that moment is her favorite. If you go,
Yeah.
what's the best moment of your marriage? She'll be like, oh, and Tay puked inside Matt's mouth. And I jumped up and I was gagging. I spit it out and I brushed my teeth vigorously. But if anybody else in the whole world does that, you spend the rest of your life plotting revenge. Like, if you puke in my mouth, Roy,
It never happened.
we're not going to have a fist fight, but just so you know, I will find you and I will vomit in your mouth one day. Like, that will happen.
Hold on.
But when it's your baby, you're
I-
just like, that sucked. And
I have
then
a
you move on.
question.
I would imagine it would happen immediately.
Listen,
He'd vomit right back in his mouth.
what? I'm thinking of something. What's the worst thing that you could put in your mouth? Other people's vomit. I'll answer the question. Other people's vomit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
That's something like a drunk story, you know?
Well,
None that we'd ever know.
Well, it's
but-
either a drunk story or a cute following
or a cute
story.
Yeah, that's true.
But what I'm saying is, you're going to get some poop on you. It just sucks.
I guess my point was, is it even worth it to even try? And if it bothers you,
No, and they used to have this thing that you could put your diapers in,
Right.
that, like the diaper genie,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to seal off the scent.
Looks
Right.
like a lava lamp garbage
Oh
can.
no, it's total crap. It doesn't work. None of that stuff works. I'll tell you, the best thing that works is you just go, we're gonna spend some money, and you get bags, like regular garbage bags, small garbage bags,
Right.
and you just tie those things up one at a time,
Right.
and take it out to the garbage.
right?
That's it.
That's what my brother does with my niece, and from what I can tell, it's quite successful. When
Right.
you, do it like
don't
that.
keep it in. You don't keep a bucket of poopy diapers in your room,
Right.
that are in a special genie. You just throw that. You wrap it up and throw that crap out on your porch,
Right.
and then you run it out to the garbage.
The thing is, on your
And
first
throw it
kid,
in your neighbor's
on your
garbage.
first kid, you try it. You got to try everything. You know, the second kid, you're just like, meh.
I don't
Right.
even,
I'll
you
just
know
go
what? I'm
outside.
kind of mad that I gave that up because you guys, you know what? They totally work. You should get them.
What, you're talking about the lava lamp?
Yeah, get
Diaper
them. They
thingy?
totally work. You should give it a shot.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You should give it a shot.
Because everybody has a baby shower and you register for all sorts of and you don't. Your wife will register for it because you don't even know half these things exist.
Right.
And then when you have your second kid, you're just like, I'm just going to wipe its butt and take this outside.
Well, anyway. So, any other parenting things?
Oh, you know, I do. This is a parenting thing-ish. My younger brother made this point. He's a teenager, and we were talking about Emily taking her first steps, and he was all fired up, and he goes, "Think about it." He's like, "You never get that again." I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "She learned how to walk. You never get to learn anything that life-altering anymore once you're an adult." And we sat around forever trying to think, like,
What else could be that?
what could be that
life-altering? I
awesome
don't know.
to
What do you
learn?
think?
Like, do you guys have?
Talking?
Talking, right?
Well, but we've all we clearly we
You
can all
learn-
talk. Like,
there isn't just one day you get up and start talking.
but like at this point of our lives, there's nothing that like
Oh,
on the-
for us?
on the equivalent of learning
Us
to
now.
walk.
Well, I think for some old people, it's when they finally figure out how to work the internet. That's pretty. To my grandmother,
Okay,
that
that's
was
fair.
probably pretty life altering.
Fair.
But
That's a
for
good
my
point.
dad, that he can check the lottery numbers and not have them on TV, but like go to the internet and just check them immediately, along with the weather. Oh my gosh!
That's
Talk
huge.
about that is
I tried to-
equivalent to walking.
I tried to think that's so much better than me because I tried to say, well, when I learned how to snowboard, like not like kind of, but when I learned how to like snowboard really fast in powder, in trees, and just charge, I was like, that's like walking. My brother's like, no, it doesn't. No, it's not as awesome as walking.
The only things that I could think of that would possibly meet that criterion would be later on in life. You know, graduating from college and getting a successful job, and not your parents are
Having
sitting there
your
like,
own money.
You're no longer dependent on me. You know, you're not my problem. That in the
Nah.
parents' eyes, maybe.
But that's like a progression. Like
Yeah,
that.
It is a
that's true.
progression.
But
I
you
ordered
know,
a pizza
walking is
online.
progression.
Do what?
I ordered a pizza online.
You ordered
It's a
a pizza?
progression.
That's a
Yeah.
progression.
No, it
Well,
was like
hold-
I didn't know I
hold
could
on.
do
But
it,
so
and
is
then I
walking.
did it.
You crawl before you walk, so don't cut out that progression crap because it's all progression.
You're right.
I'm
It's
just saying.
walking.
I think I think that with Trumps. I mean, talking comes next, but like
I don't know.
she got up and walked. It was anyway. So
That's way cool.
That's my parenting thing.
I got one quick thing.
Fire away.
So it's more of a story. So
That's what we do.
We're Groupons.
I live by him.
Groupons are everyone knows what a Groupon is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone
Yep.
knows. What do you think the best Groupon is right now?
Well, I think the one when you said you want the Groupon that gives you CGI abs from
Yeah,
300. That's
yeah.
that's still the best one.
That's a good Groupon. I think one of the best Groupons right now is a laser tag Groupon, where you get like 4 people to go play laser tag. You get like $12. This is at $12 at the cafe.
$20 in arcade money.
It was like $40 in arcade money. It's like
15, you're right.
15 of this and 50. It's all give you cards. Anyway, you get like, let's say $100 worth of credit for like $20. That is probably one of the best Groupons.
I think it was
That's
ranked.
not bad.
I think it was marketed at like $80 at the end of the day.
That was way off.
Well, let's take Roy's, because if it's $20, great deal.
$100. What?
If it's $20 off, then
Even if it's rated at $80, it's a good Groupon.
That's an excellent deal. It's an awesome deal.
It is an awesome deal. I had a couple guys there. We played laser tag and then did the arcade games, and it was like, I don't know, like 3 hours later.
Do you know my thing with
2.5
laser
hours
tag
later.
and why I much prefer something like airsoft or paintball to laser tag is there's a real consequence to getting shot in paintball or laser tag.
I agree.
That makes people not want to sit there and follow you around. Where with laser tag, it's like, oh, I'm dead for 8 seconds. Let me follow you until it turns back on.
No, it's totally different. But I mean, it's winter time here.
That's true.
And it's just, it's something fun to do rather than
Totally.
sit around and
Drugs.
do nothing. So anyway, we're looking at Groupons, and my daughter Sarah comes up, and she's wanted a pet for a long time.
Boo.
Yeah, no, everyone knows. I think everyone who's listened to this podcast knows my feelings on pets. It's just one more thing. It's just one more thing that I don't want to deal with. I don't want to clean up its poop. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to deal with it. Anyway, she comes up and she looks at the Groupon things and she goes, "Dad, maybe you can look in there, see if there's a Groupon. Is there a Groupon for a hamster?"
Oh,
And I'm like, no Groupons for hamsters. And she wanted a ferret for a while. And I said, you know what? We would have a ferret. I think that'd be a great idea.
Are ferrets stinky?
I don't. Who
Ferrets
cares?
legal?
Very, very stinky.
Who cares if it's sneaky? The thing that I said yes to a ferret. I said, yeah, let's do a ferret, knowing they're illegal to have in California.
So never.
So
move.
never. No. Yeah. By the time I'd ever move, she would be way past all that. So I didn't have to get a ferret or a hamster or anything. We do have one We have one pet. It's a fish, and she goes through. We kill. It's a betta fish. We've killed more betta fish than fisheries have killed salmon. I'm just telling you, we can kill one of those in like weeks. It's insane. My last one had its gills just full with. I don't even know what it had, but it died.
That's sad.
And we flush every single one of them.
I actually had a pet die this weekend as well.
Matt's. I can hear Matt. The snake.
No, it wasn't the snake.
What died?
We had a couple other little lizards as well. Some
They don't really count though. Did you name them?
Yeah, we
guess they count.
named them. We like reptiles. We think they're cool, and they're relatively low maintenance pets to have because they don't create a huge.
What do they
mess.
eat? What kind of
Crickets.
lizards are they?
They just eat crickets.
Oh, that's so gross.
It's actually really cool. They're cool.
Right.
But
I'll never know because I live near the snake, so I'll never.
yeah, that's all right. Well, so we had two of them. One was from here in California. The other was from Arizona, and they're basically just two different types of the same species of lizard. And unfortunately, the one from Arizona, they have like an 80% death rate of their population year to year. Only about 20% of them survive.
Mortality rate.
So, yeah, the mortality
Boom.
rate.
Mortality rate. I win. I win the words.
And either way, they only live about 8 months to maybe a year if they're really resilient for some reason.
Apparently, betta fish live anywhere from 3 weeks to, I don't know, a couple months. They're just like lizards like that.
So this lizard, when we got her, she was probably already about 3 to 4 months. She was full grown, and we had her for 6 months. And she was starting to age out, and so I had done a lot
Put
to
her
try.
down. Put her down. You're like, man, this thing's suffering. Where's the shovel?
Well, it was actually really tempting to do that because you could tell she was suffering from dehydration. She wasn't able to eat. And it was just sad because we really liked this little lizard and we didn't want it to die.
So it died.
So I did a lot of stuff to try and help this poor lizard.
Mouth to mouth?
No.
Put it in the
And
garbage
then I guess you
disposal.
really didn't do everything you possibly could.
No,
could.
no.
Did you give her antibiotics?
I did some stuff.
That's
I
too much.
gave her some stuff that was
Mouth
supposed
to mouth's
try and help
fine.
her.
Antibiotics, way too much. How much
So-
did you spend?
Nothing.
To try to revive her.
Nothing.
Oh, so
Not-
the
not a
lizard
thing.
didn't really mean much to you. It was like nothing.
At that point, there was actually nothing that could have been done.
So your lizard basically needed hospice.
yes,
Just
she needed
counsel
us.
with you.
So
Wait, after the lizard died, what'd you do with the body?
no, here's
I'm a
the-
pretty good
no,
body disposal.
You need
person.
to understand how the lizard actually died. It
Well, how
never
did it die?
died from dehydration.
Well, how did it die?
It didn't have the chance.
How'd it die?
And I laughed, but this actually broke my heart at the time. We put her back in the cage with the other one because the main light's in there, and they've lived together for 6 months with no problems. And I came downstairs,
Domestic dispute.
and I came back, and all that was left of the little lizard was her tail.
She ate the other one?
The other lizard, which was much larger, she's grown a lot. The California variant gets much larger than the Arizona ones. And she ate her housemate. And I was sitting there, I was very shocked. I see the tail, then I'm like, that was your roommate. Like, why now after 6 months? And the other one, she
Put
was
your
so,
dishes away.
She was so sick and tired.
Maybe,
and so I
maybe
felt
you should
bad.
Clean the water bowl every once in a while. How about that?
My name's on the flour bag.
Yeah, I felt bad just because that was a great Office reference. I felt really bad because I felt like I killed her by putting her back in the
Whatever.
in the
You made the other one
there was-
live longer. The other one's a vampire.
Well, see, the strange thing,
Yeah.
Is your the other one like
she ate her whole.
Just
Whatever,
absorbed
it's
her
like
power,
Twilight.
right?
The strange thing is I can see the shape of the other one's head protruding from the side of the one that is larger, and it was just
I've
kind of
seen that
shocking.
DVD cover at Blockbuster. I will not rent that movie.
So it was very shocking, very
I
distraught.
feel bad that you did not get the experience of being able to flush your lizard.
I really didn't want to do that. We just tried
you
to make
say
it
that, but I mean that's the glorious part of most pets dying
When-
is flushing them.
When
I
our
flushed
fish
the
died,
tail.
we flushed it. It was great.
When your beta fish died, you flushed it.
Yeah.
Did your daughter flush it, or did you flush it?
Oh no, Tay flushed it.
Yes,
she
see,
laughed.
Sarah-
She thought it was literally that was her favorite part about owning a fish was flushing it. She said right after it flushed, she said, "Dad, can we get a new fish so it can die and we can flush it like Bean?" Bean was the name of her fish.
Perfect. Sarah's a little older. She was a little bit more tore up about her fish getting flushed.
Here's the problem. I track. I mean, people love pets. If they die, it's sad.
Yeah.
But
But they're fish.
you might remember this from maybe a year ago when I stepped in dog poop in my yard 2 times in the same week. Like,
Right.
different dog poop. And I don't own a dog, and I had like a complete
Meltdown.
meltdown in my yard.
Right.
Screaming threats against this dog. To where my wife came out and she goes, You need
Relax.
to come inside and stop. And I'm like, there's poop on my shoe again. Stepped in dog poop in my yard again this week.
Really, it sounds like you need one of those little things that has bags, like a post with bags attached to it.
Yeah, at the dog park.
Yeah, like at a dog park.
I think I'm going to take a day and just sit in my lawn, and when people walk by with a dog, I'll be like, hey, has your dog ever pooped in my yard?
You
Awesome.
just become confrontational.
I am.
about it.
I'm just going to go to their house. Be like, I just want to see where your dog lives, and I'm going to crap right in their yard. Or give him the diaper. I'm going to feed my kid
And meatballs.
and then bring the diaper over, and this is wiping their lawn. Be like, thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming out. If you love your dog, that's awesome. Jake, the intern, loves his dogs.
Love my dog.
I have no problem
Feeds
with
them
dog
twice a
owners.
day.
I have no problem with dogs.
Every 12 hours.
I do
Mouth
have
to
a
mouth.
problem with other people letting their dog poop in my yard.
Yeah, that's gross.
that is a I don't want to talk about it for fear of profanity.
I got one more animal thing.
Fire away.
We live here. Can we say where we live?
Yeah.
All right, so
Reference it.
we're our base, our home base.
The beautiful Sacramento.
I wanted to say it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Our
I cut it
home
out.
area is Sacramento, the Sacramento region, and for whatever reason, we have skunks that are
California.
just an insane. My
Yeah.
theory is that there's like maybe 160,000 of them, but I probably there's like
It really feels like it.
no, there's like just skunk odor everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know if it's the time of season or what it is. It's skunk season.
It's mating season, and that's why they are so odorful. Is because it's mating season.
There's probably a lot of them. I would love to think I love to think that there's probably like 4 skunks in my area with like razor scooters that just bomb around the neighborhoods and just do their damage. You know, like they're high school skunks or something. But as of right now, I can smell them. Not right this second, but every night I can smell them, and every night I want to go out in my backyard and shoot them, and kill a skunk. I know what's going to happen is that it would just become stinkier, but one less skunk, right?
There you go.
So I told my son today, I said, listen, I'm getting on YouTube, and I'm going to find out how to trap a skunk. And you would have
don't
thought
want to trap a skunk. You want to kill it.
you trap it, and then you can kill it. He's like, let's set up a trap that just, because we have a hole like near the fence. He's like, let's just set up a trap so when it comes through that hole, the trap automatically shoots it. Well, we got cats and other stuff in the area.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to like shoot a cat unsuspectingly. So, and then he's like, no, maybe he's the best little kid. Not his little kid. He's like 13. So he's like, no. We'll get one of those, and then we'll get like one of those blades that comes down
guillotine?
and starts cutting it
A pendulum.
bit by bit. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. I go, but that would give us 2 pieces of skunk to throw in people's yards that we don't like. That's not
Jerry.
a bad idea. So we still have, but he's in. I mean, he is in. If I would have had more time before coming, we would have made a skunk trap snare.
Do you have cats?
No, we don't.
Do your
Let's
neighbors
go
have
back to
cats
my
that you
pet
care
policy.
about? No, I'm just saying, like,
We do. The
If the
neighbors
straight-
have pets. I mean, cats. There's cats around our yard.
Well,
There's squirrels around our
And
yard.
that's one of the worst problems is the cats will get in the traps. They spring them really easy.
I'm
My
just-
brother has a neighbor who traps
Do
skunks.
cats eat fruit?
Yeah, but they go in the trap because it smells good.
I don't really care. Something's getting trapped in my area, and then I have to make a call on whether I'm going to dispose of it or
Bring it to someone's house and drop it off.
what would you do? How would you throw a blanket over the thing? I'm not gonna go up to the skunk and like try to relocate it. That thing's going. If I trap it, it's gone to heaven.
Probably one of the easiest things that
I think that's legal, right?
I would burn it.
no, it's legal to kill them. It is legal to kill them, but understand a pellet gun will probably not do it.
Maybe it takes 2 or 3 pellets.
I'm
a pretty good shot.
really-
I don't know if you know.
I'd be willing to bet that after you got shot one down, you wouldn't want to keep doing it because, at
It's
least
got-
for me, there's no matter what animal it is, there's a problem with me with hearing it, screaming in pain.
I got headphones. We can make it
Yeah.
work. I
But-
think if you have a really good shot in the head,
Real easy way to do it.
You could do it.
If you got it in a trap, you throw it in a one of the plastic tubs, like a moving tub, and put the lid on it, and put a canister of propane, just open propane into the tub.
what do you just take like a thing you
A
open
hose.
juice
No.
and just open your propane can?
No. You run the tube just like you would for your barbecue, and you
think
put it
it's
in the box,
hilarious.
and
Like,
you turn it on, and you let it run for 5 minutes, and you you put the lid, you pull the tube out, put the lid down, and no more skunk.
Here's my suggestion. I heard this.
Your
Nope.
German heritage is coming out. Oh
No,
my God. Don't just shoot it in the head.
Well, see, no,
Gas it.
But it will go to sleep. It's painless. They just go to sleep and they never wake up. And the reason I say this is we had a problem with rats at my parents' house. The neighbor had beef cattle on a huge acre farm, and when she died, the beef cattle went
Hold
away and
on.
they subdivided.
What about all the chicken cattle?
Hold on.
Beef cattle. What does that mean? Of course they're beef cattle.
So
what
we're
else would they
harvesting them
be?
for?
Soy
They
cattle.
could be milk.
Not milk,
Milk,
cattle.
Oh,
milk
milk.
and beef
Duh.
cattle are different.
Duh.
They're raised for different things.
Oh.
So she had some
All
beef.
right.
So
when
you guys
she-
propaned the rats?
So what happened was they moved into my parents' house, and we had chickens and turkeys and fruit trees and such, and they were dig holes everywhere. And they made a nest underneath the chicken coop.
The rats
and
did.
the rats did. And there was an old a
Not
tree
the
that we
cattle.
used to help be in the center of that chicken coop. And they killed the tree. And when we pulled the tree out, it happened to be that there were a lot of baby rats down there. And my dad, of course, rightfully wanted to get rid of them.
Mark.
But the cost of shooting each one of these, literally
How
30
many
or,
of them were?
there
30?
was a lot of baby rats. It's a infestation of rats.
How many though? 30?
Think of Ratatouille.
I'm gonna say probably somewhere around 30. Let's just say that.
In my mind,
30 bullets. So what? That is
but-
like called a good time.
Dude,
But-
how accurate are you?
You're
30
talking.
bullets.
I guess
Listen, this
for
is
you, it's just one arrow.
This was probably pre assault rifle ban time, so he probably had an extended mag. right?
Yeah.
Spend it now.
Moving on. They're all these little pinkies in a bucket. They're rats that they don't even have any fur.
Baby
Why would you do that?
I don't know. They're little rats.
They're little baby rats.
They're little
It's so
babies.
messy.
It's just like
Yeah.
a bug.
So
What are
he
you
gassed 'em.
grimacing?
It was a simple fix. You fill it with a gas other than oxygen, and they go to sleep, and that's the end of it. And you throw them in the garbage can, and you're done.
I would. It's all a bunch of propane, right? So propane's heavier than.
Propane is heavier, but
So it would lay down there. I would be so
Yeah.
tempted to just take a sparkler at some point in time and just like finish it off, right? Right. Sorry.
I tell you
Don't let it
what,
happen again.
I think part of what
zero
led,
animal stories.
I think what led to the part of why we did it that way was my brother. This is when we were little kids, and my brother is very. He loves animals, and so anything that could be considered cruel or painful to the animals, no matter what they were, it really bothered him as a kid. And my dad was sensitive to that, and so he was trying to find a way that, besides not being cost effective, to shoot all these little tiny rats. He wanted to do something that would help my brother feel comfortable with, they need to die, they're a pest, they're a problem, but we're
Right.
doing it in a way that isn't cruel to them, like lighting them on fire.
One
No,
I've
we're
always
just
wanted to
suffocating
do.
them.
One I've always wanted to do, and I've heard it, and I'm not sure if it works or not, but I heard it as a survival tactic. You're lost in the forest, and you need meat of some sort. You got a razor blade. You put salt on it or something like that an animal would lick. You leave it out overnight. They lick it, cut their tongue up, and bleed out, and then eventually die. It's not a quick
Oh
way
my
of getting it.
gosh!
But I've always wanted to do that to the squirrels. Like I want to just put razor blades in my tree.
It's gotta be.
You know what's
this is a
funny?
really
It's
morbid
You know what's
disclaimer.
funny is I thought
brought
I
it
was
up.
I thought I was the guy who didn't like animals. It turns out
You love them.
I don't.
No, I love animals, but it's just
Wait,
like
no,
that
wait.
when it comes to pests.
Based on the story you just told, you don't.
I thought I was going to have a problem with a lot of these things, but like I said, I've been watching a lot of Duck Dynasty, and they kill beavers like nobody's business.
yeah, they hate beavers.
They hate beavers, and I'm thinking I hate skunks as much as Cy hates beavers.
Yeah,
Well, that's
So-
fair.
yeah. I could kill a skunk.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
You could kill it. Could you kill a skunk, Logan?
Oh, absolutely. But I wouldn't do it with a pellet gun. I would do it with something that
Like
would be.
what?
I would do it with a 22.
well,
Something
that's
that,
not
that-
very cost effective.
Well, and
You can. We live in neighborhoods. We don't live.
in an area where you could shoot a 22 very
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't.
it makes sense. It's just what you can do and what you can afford and what's legal.
Right. All right. So anyway, that was.
Yikes.
I think that's it. That's all. That's my stories.
Well, good luck with your skunk.
So, do we have one more commercial that we need to take?
Yeah, we should take one more commercial break.
Perfect.
We'll be right back after this.
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out.
If you enjoy seeing movies at the theater, don't wait in line. Purchase your tickets through Fandango at ninthRowMedia.com. Click on any of the Fandango ads to purchase your tickets and have them sent to your phone, or print them out at home. It makes it fast, easy, and it's reliable. Get into your movies first with Fandango at ninthRowMedia.com.
Co-winding, and all the lights are leaving.
And welcome back. Hey, we were just talking about all of our animal stuff, and I had one more thing that came up. We talked about cycling a while back, right?
yeah.
None of
Lance
us really
Armstrong?
cycle. Lance Armstrong. I'm going to combine the two, cycling and animals. And we had a friend of ours. He's a good guy. That's his name, Guy. He
Okay.
he was riding his bike on I think maybe the bike trail right here in Sacramento, or coming home from the bike trail. And he's a bigger guy. I would say he's about 6'3",
Yeah, easily
220, 230.
somewhere around there.
Big strapping guy.
He is a strapping fellow.
He's a big strapping
He
guy.
is a gentleman.
So anyway, he apparently hit a deer.
Oh no! On his bike?
On a
Just
bike?
straight up hit a deer on his bike, like a road bike.
Oh, I would have
And-
gone for the antlers right away. Just spray him on myself.
Is
You just
he
start
okay
rubbing
though?
him. Is he okay?
Yeah. How big was the deer?
No. This is awesome. The deer died.
Really?
He straight up killed a deer by hitting it on his bike.
How fast?
Wow.
Did he pedal?
However, the deer tweaked him pretty bad.
I bet.
He ended up having this is what I know of. So he ended up having like 3 broken ribs, a punctured lung. I don't think it was from the deer antler. I could be wrong. and he fractured his collarbone, and he fractured his collarbone. Sorry, I had to look at my notes, and tweaked his back. But he was in intensive care for like 3-4 days.
Was
He
this
went
just-
to the hospital.
Was this very recent?
Very recent. In fact, he just came home from the hospital.
I'm gonna.
wow.
That's
Can you imagine hitting a deer?
That's totally worth it.
If
3
you-
days in the hospital to have a lifetime of the story of when you killed a deer
know.
with your bike. Like that's
I know.
totally worth it to me.
Not
If-
even with his hands or anything.
If you, my thought is,
Tell
is
me this. Just lie if you have to. I'll believe your lies. Tell me he gets to take it home and eat it.
he gets to take it home and eat it.
Yes.
He didn't get to take it home and eat it.
What? How do you define lie?
You know what? I felt like I had to stay true to this because you would think you should get that, right?
You should have deer jerky
You should get
for
that.
how much
Yeah.
deer does
Well,
a jerky?
it's not deer season, so maybe that's why.
No, you can't even take home roadkill that you hit on the highway or anything
Really?
like that. No.
Oh, wow.
So, my thought though is how if I were to hit that deer and the deer was just like whatever deer makes, like whatever it makes, I would be, and I have 3 broken ribs. I mean, just picture you're him. You have 3 broken ribs. The deer is sitting there.
your collarbone's fractured.
Your collarbone's fractured. I would do anything I could to crawl over to my bike and like grab
a spoke.
anything and just Mortal Kombat that deer.
Out
Just
of
gone.
anger and vengeance, or
Whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like there's got to be some adrenaline there to just go, if I'm down, you're going down.
Okay, I've got something for you. So you hit this deer, right? Very first thing that you say right after hitting the deer, Jake.
F word. Oh, sorry, I'm not Jake.
F word. No words come to mind. It's
Ouch.
yeah.
Roy,
Ouch. Ah.
Matt.
No, for me it's
No.
simple. I'm pedaling. The deer comes out. I hit the deer and I go fudge. But it wasn't
It's
fudge.
probably fudge. It probably
wasn't
is. In case your kids
grandmother
are
Vol-
listening.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the same lines. Screw you, deer.
I don't know.
Like, was it?
I
Did the
just
deer
think-
like run out in front of him? I'm assuming that's the only way he's going to
I
hit
don't
a
know.
deer.
He didn't have a GoPro on his helmet of his normal ride.
That would be an awesome
Did
video.
you see the video of the guy with the GoPro helmet and the deer comes from he's in Africa?
Yeah. That's a great one.
That is insane. What I think would be awesome is if the deer would have had a GoPro on his hat, on his antlers.
I'd like to say that's been one of
And-
my frequent
What?
complaints is not enough deer wear a GoPro.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that, what a good commercial for that is. I don't know if anybody's listening that can do commercials. You throw that video with the GoPro on the deer's antler, and then show the 2 deer talking later, and the 2 deer are like, "Did you get it? Dude, you totally hit it. Is your GoPro still working?" And the other deer's like, "Yeah, my GoPro's working." And then they're like, "Let's go to an internet cafe and upload that." Right?
You're talking about the guy on the motorcycle, right?
No, they're on bikes. They're like riding in Africa, and the deer, like
Yeah,
I don't
motorcycles.
know, like an axis deer. I don't even know what that is. He just comes and hits him out of nowhere, like on the side, and you just wish this is it. This is called Mountain Biker Gets Taken Out by a Buck. Did you see that?
Wow. This video is actually going to be available on your YouTube page.
It will be
It's-
available-
and on your Facebook.
Replay that again.
Okay, I'll replay that right now.
Replay that again, and imagine if you had a GoPro on. He's like, "Oh, there's."
He
a deer."
points at it, too.
He goes, "Oh, there's a
He's
deer."
like, BAM!
Boom! He just goes
Sucker!
Ray Lewis on that.
That was a hit and
biker.
run. Wow, I can't believe that. That's amazing.
That
Check
is
it out
amazing.
at the Roy and Matt Show Facebook page, and it's also going to be at youtube.com/Roy and Matt Show. It's on the playlist there.
That guy is laid out, and when you watch that video, think about not just that video, but just think of if there was a GoPro just attached to that deer, and then what that conversation with those other 2 deer are like. And if you want to write that in the comment section, what the 2 deer would have said to each other, we'll read that on.
Or on the discussion board at ninethrowmedia.com, right
Whatever.
there under Roy and Matt Show.
If you write something to that video, we'll read it for show.
On the show.
For show.
For show on
For
the
show.
show.
So anyway, that's all I got. Do you have anything else?
That's actually
I'm
probably,
tapped.
It's probably a great way to end it right there.
All right, so your homework assignment, I feel like Bob Saget. Your homework assignment, America, watch the video of the deer tagging that guy and throw in a caption.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to leave it. So, my name's Roy.
I'm Matt.
I'm Jake the intern.
I'm producer Logan.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week on release dates are on Thursday and Friday. Take care.